Hi, my name is Cassy. I've been attending Church at the Crossing for just over 3 years. I grew up going to church, went to the same church from the time I was born until I was a junior in high school. And when I was a teenager, the youth group that I was a part of at that church felt like a place that expected perfection. I never felt like I was free to make mistakes or be myself. I didn't feel like there was anybody I could talk to about the things I was going through. As I became an adult, I chose to walk away. Desire to not feel anything. So I used prescription pain pills to make sure I didn't feel anything. And I didn't feel seen or heard. So in my 20s, when I was 18 actually, I started working at a hotel. And I knew this is what I wanted to do for a living. So I put all of my energy into this and worked really hard to work my way up to become a GM. And that world became my entire identity. My life was one where it was all about instant gratification and what I could accomplish on my own. As I got older, that became less and less satisfying. And over those years, if you had asked me if I was a Christian, I would have said yes. I would have said I knew God. But it was very passive. It wasn't a priority in my life. It wasn't anything I cared to make a priority. I was more interested in living for work and living for whoever I wanted to be in that moment. I was in Seattle for 2 years before the opportunity came up to move to Indy, and I took it. And I started to feel the call to come back to God. When I moved here, I said I was going to make finding church a priority again, finding God a priority again. So I started working with the youth group. I started finding ways to serve that called me to Him. I realized that I didn't have to be perfect to serve. I remembered how I didn't have anyone to talk to when I was in youth group. And I realized that that's not what it should be like. That's not what youth group should feel like. And that's when I decided I wanted to be that for someone. I wanted to be someone that teenagers could turn to and trust and know that there's no judgment and there's nothing but love. A couple years ago, he told me to go to Roatan. I said no for 6 months. And all of a sudden one day I was standing in the baker's kitchen and I just said, okay, I'll go. And I don't know why. I didn't mean to say that. I had no intention of going. But that trip changed my life. And it has allowed me to see how easy it is to give everything over to God while still being so hard. And how much He does provide through all of those moments and continues to provide even as I have no idea what comes next. And I feel called to go back there year after year. And I can't explain it because it's not something I ever thought I would want to do. I never thought I would be the one to go. He has been so faithful. And I've found so much joy in different aspects of my life. Every step of the way, He provides and He shows me what's next.